Hi, I am back. I'm back to talk more about my back brace because there's some things that I didn't talk about in the video because it was kind of a fast video. But if you haven't seen the video, please scroll down, go to my page and go to videos, and you should see it. The name of it is called My Back Brace Story. And you should be able to pull that up and look at the video where I was showing my back brace. I didn't always have a back brace. I got a back brace about maybe 3 or 4 months ago. My mom bought it for me because my brother, he has the same thing that I have. He has a curve at the tip of his spine, and he has back problems too because of that. And so he wears the back brace, and he and so he was like, so he told me about a back brace that he had that works for him because I was complaining about it, and like it's just things that I wanted to do that I couldn't do because my back like literally will go out. And I know that I'm a plus size lady, and so people would naturally say, oh, it's because you're fat. No, because I had these problems. Well, I started having these problems when I was like 16, and I wasn't fat at 16. I was kind of chubby, but I wasn't fat. I started gaining weight as I got older, like maybe in my 20s. But my weight goes up and down, like nothing drastic, but it tends to go up and down. I blame it on genetics. I eat healthy, I exercise. I just think that, but I do eat the foods that I love. And I am a snack junkie, which I shouldn't be, but yeah. But so when I first went to the doctor and complained about it, I was like in my 20s. I was like in my maybe late 20s, because I had the problems when I was like 16. But it was by me being young, like I kind of just would just throw it off, like, and not really, give too much thought to it. I would be in pain, but I had just got used to the pain. But when I was about maybe 28 or 29 is when I first had my back to go out. And that's when I knew that it was more than just weight. And at first the doctors didn't really want to give me any tests because they was like, oh, you're just fat, And I'm like, look, I know it's more than just fat, okay? Like, I know my body. And if it was fat, I would say it was. I have no problem in admitting it, But I knew that when I was younger, I had it and I wasn't overweight. So, when I was about 28 or 29, then, sorry about the smacking, you guys. Sometimes the ghetto comes out of me. Now, no ghetto girls, they be smacking. Sometimes they come out of me. But anyway. When I was about 28 or 29, that is when my back, like, literally went out. And I was, like, at the house by myself, like, wasn't nobody there. And, I was, like, trying to get up. Like, I sitting on the couch, and then I was getting up to go to the kitchen, and I did not make it to the kitchen because when I stood up, like, my back went out. Like, I had, like, heard about people backs going out, but I never experienced it. I know what it feels like now. Like, it literally felt like I didn't have a back. And I know I'm supposed to have a back, but it felt like I didn't have a back. And, like, it was completely numb, and I could not move it. Like, no matter how much I tried to move it, like it wouldn't move. So then I got scared because I was like, well, I'm not gonna try to move it too much because I may actually break something. You know, like it literally locked up on me, scared the crap out of me. And so what do you do when you're scared? And nobody's home? You pray to God. So that's what I did. And I was like, God, please help me. You know, please make this, go away. And like, it works, God came down and he helped me. Because, like, slowly I was able to, like stand up. And I was like, oh my God, like, that was the first time. But then it happened some more times after that where my back would go out. Like when I was trying to exercise. That's why exercising is kind of hard for me. Like some people be like, well, exercise, and stuff like that. And I do want to exercise and I do try to. But when I do, stuff happens. Like my back will go out. My ankle will pop out because I have arthritis in my ankle. And my ankle pops out. And it feels like a knife is cutting me from the inside of my ankle. So I pretty much got to wait till it pops itself back in because I'm not popping it back in. Like some people will like pop it back in themselves, but I'm not going to do that because I will be scared that I'm going to like do something like more damaging to it. And so, yeah, I'm not going to do it. And let's see. So I just walk until it pops itself back in. I use my cane because I can't apply like pressure to it. So any strenuous like labor, like lifting anything hard, I said lifting anything hard, like lifting anything heavy, will throw my back and my knees, all that out. And I just turned 36 2 days ago. But all of this started when I was about 16. Like all of it, and then, I would try to walk, because, people say you lose weight when you walk. But in my case, I was trying to walk and then it would feel like acid is just, like somebody's just throwing acid on my legs. And I didn't know at the time that it was osteoarthritis. I had it then when I was 16 and I didn't know it. I didn't know I had all of that until I got older. So I was like in my late 20s. And went to the doctor about it because my mom finally convinced me to go. Because, I had gotten used to like the pain. But I did realize that the longer I put it off, like the older I get, like it would get worse. So finally went to the doctor. They did x-rays. They didn't want to at first because they were just like, oh, you're just fat, But I finally convinced them because I kept coming to them. I guess they got on their nerves. And so they finally took x-rays of my back and of my ankles. And I got an MRI on my ankles. Found out that I had an injury to my ankles. And apparently when I was younger, and it healed itself, but it healed itself the wrong way. So I got bone sticking out on my ankle. And so and then plus it's osteoarthritis like all around my ankle. And so it pops out, if I'm doing something, like if I move my ankle the wrong way, if I'm walking the wrong way, if I'm exercising and I move the wrong way, like it just pops out on its own. And it hurts. Let me tell you, it hurts. And but it pops itself back in. The longest I had to wait for it to pop itself back in probably was about 2 weeks. And I think that was like not too long ago. About 2 or 3 weeks. But As long as I don't apply too much pressure to it and I use my cane, I can walk, just very slowly. And then they took x-rays of my back, found out that I had a curve in my back. And I went to multiple doctors, and then they said, yeah, I had an unnatural curve at either the base or the tip of my spine. I'm not exactly sure, but I know they said I had a curve in my spine that was unnatural. And so my brother, he went to the doctor, and they said he had the curve in his back the same place I had it. And so that means it's genetics. That was just something genetic that happened to me and my brother with the curved spine. A unnatural curve in the spine. And then I got hypermobility on my left side. Well, on both sides, but more on my left side. And that happened from an injury. I fell down steps, again, in my late 20s. And I injured myself, really, really bad. And it knocked my pelvic, my hip. It knocked my hip bone out of place. And so my hip bone on my left side don't sit correctly. And plus, it's like it sit at a curve, like it don't sit naturally. And then I got hypermobility from the injury, and water from the x-rays that showed that I had water in between my disc on my back. And then also with hypermobility, the muscles that has the hypermobility is usually shorter than what it's supposed to be. So that's why I have my muscles in my lower back is shorter than what it's supposed to be. And so that's another reason why it hurts. It just hurts constantly. There's no relief. There's nothing that kind of stops it. Even I take muscle relaxers. I took all kind of pain pills, and it doesn't stop it. And so the pain doesn't stop. There are things that makes it bearable. Like if I put a pillow right there on that spot, it's just in one spot. It's just in one spot on my back. And so that's when the doctors realized that it wasn't just my weight, because if it was my weight, it would have been my whole back hurting. It's not my whole back. It's just that one spot on my left side. And my brother got it too, and so he found a back brace that worked for him. And so he told me about it. And so then my mom went and bought me one, because I was taking too long to buy it. So she was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and get it. And so she bought it for me, and I've been wearing it ever since. It's about maybe 4 months ago, and it makes a huge difference. I'm able to walk straighter, because normally when I'm walking, I kind of lean forward a little bit, because of my back. I can't walk straight up without the back brace. I have to have the back brace on to walk straight up. And so let's see what else. So that's kind of my story with the back brace. I think I kind of said everything. But yeah, the pain on my left side is, I've had massage therapy. I've seen a chiropractor. But my chiropractor knew what it was too. That it wasn't just my weight. That comes from an injury, and I know where that injury came from. That came from when I fell down some stairs, and I injured myself really bad. I had purple. The bruises on my back and on my thigh was purple. But I didn't go to the emergency room until maybe a month later, and the nurse told me that I had blood clots. that was going down my leg, and that if I hadn't got to the hospital when I did, that it would have went to my heart and I could have died. So I'm thankful that my mother kept pressing me to go to the doctor, cause I'm here. Cause I'm the type of person, I don't like doctors. I don't like hospitals. I would literally have to be missing an arm and a leg to go. Like I don't care how much pain I'm in. I'm trying to find home remedies and everything else. But as I'm getting older, I go to the doctor more often, and I realize that I need to go, for that reason. But yeah, that is my story. And I do exercise. I eat healthy. At least I try. I try to eat more. I eat veggies, fruits. I'm slowly getting away from meat, like beef and stuff. I don't eat pork at all. Like, I haven't eaten pork in years. But I'm slowly getting away from meat and stuff, and I'm finding that some vegan recipes is actually good. Like, I tried the cauliflower chicken, delish. And, let's see. But, I did go vegan for 2 weeks, and I felt so much better. I ain't gonna lie, like the pain was gone. I take that back. Yeah, that was the only time my pain went away. The pain in my back went away when I went vegan. When I went vegan for those 2 weeks, the pain went away. I didn't have to take my antidepressants. Man, I was that just not eating meat for 2 weeks, like, really did good to my health. So I have to get back to being a vegan. Some people have to eat meat, but I don't know if I'm one of those people. But me not eating meat actually made me feel like so much better. So I think I gotta go back to it. I made a roast today, and it'd be good and stuff, but I just gotta find vegan. I gotta find some more vegan options. I gotta get more into being a vegan, or being a vegetarian. I think I'll probably be a vegetarian, not a vegan, because vegans, they kind of go a little bit too far with that. Like, they don't eat butter or milk, and I like dairy products. And I don't think drinking milk or eating butter is hurting. Excuse me, is hurting the cow. Now, I don't know what those people do on their farms. Now, some people do horrible things to the animals on their farms. And I feel bad and sorry for the animals. But I think that, maybe there should be stricter laws to check the animals to see if they have scarring, or if they're, treated right, when it comes time to getting the butter, making the butter and, like, getting the milk and stuff. And getting the eggs. Like, I don't know, something may be wrong with eating eggs, because that is a chicken. I don't really like eggs anyway. I don't eat them that much. I do every now and then. I make it tasteful. But anyway, I got off the subject, and I've talked for 20 minutes. If you have listened this long, I thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you listening to my story of why I wear a back brace, and there'll be more stories to come. I may even do some exercising videos that you see, the exercises that I can do, because some of them, like the strenuous ones, the high impact ones, I can't do because of the osteoarthritis I have in my ankle, and I have the osteoarthritis in my back as well. So it's like I have a lot of pain going on. I have osteoarthritis. I got osteoarthritis. I got rheumatoid arthritis in my back and my ankles. I get a curved spine, which hurts. It's a natural curve. And then I got hypermobility from an injury. And my hip on my left side don't sit correctly. So whenever I do have a baby, I think I may have to have a C-section. I don't even think I could hold a baby, but I'm hoping that I can. But because I do want children, I do want kids. But a baby, has, it does a lot to the body, and I'm already having problems in my back due to injury and genetics with the spine. But, people have had worse problems and still held babies. So, I will hold whenever I do get pregnant, like, I would hold my child for as long as I could, But because of my hip being out of place, and that healed itself too, but it didn't heal itself right, like correctly. So that's where the pain comes from as well. And then I have injury in my ankles, which I'm thinking it came from when I was younger. I used to jump off really high places. I don't know why. I just thought that I could fly or something. But there's kids. But I used to jump off of really high places, me and my brother. And we used to bet each other who could jump off the highest place. So I'm thinking that's where that injury came from. And it healed itself because I was young. I don't think I probably thought too much of it, but it healed itself wrong. And so the doctor was like, they could correct it and put the bones back in place. But because it's been so long that it healed itself, it would be dangerous because there are veins that have wrapped itself around the part of the bone that healed itself wrong, And so they don't know if it's a main artery, and if they hit that artery, it'd be kind of a done deal for me. So they was like, it was up to me if I wanted to get the surgery to get it corrected, I was like, I live with the pain this long, I'll deal with it. Because I ain't finna take a chance on one of them hitting a vein or something they ain't got no business hitting. But as I get older, I probably am going to have the surgery. I'm hoping not, because like now that I'm at an age where I'm young, my body is handling it, but I'm noticing that as I'm getting older, the pain becomes more severe. So, but fingers crossed that I don't have to get surgery when I get older. Let's see, I talked for 23 minutes. So, I'm going to end it right here, and hope you listen, and I appreciate you listening to my story. If you have any comments, please leave comments, but please remain respectful. Any bad or rude comments is kind of a waste of your time, because my comments section is monitored, so nobody's going to see the comment unless I want them to. So any bad or rude comments, I'm just going to delete and block. So it would be a complete waste of your time. So don't do it, Please be respectful and mindful, and remember to always treat people the way you want to be treated, That's my back brace story, and a whole bunch of other stories that was kind of thrown up in there. But yeah, I hope that maybe it can inspire somebody. I don't know, or maybe you have some symptoms, you can go to the doctor, get it checked out. Hopefully whatever I say can help somebody, never know. If I do help someone with whatever one of my stories, please let me know. I would love to hear it, you know. I would love to know if I'm inspiring someone. So, thank you for listening and good night. Hi, I am back. I'm back to talk more about my back brace because there's some things that I didn't talk about in the video because it was kind of a fast video. But if you haven't seen the video, please scroll down, go to my page and go to videos, and you should see it. The name of it is called My Back Brace Story. And you should be able to pull that up and look at the video where I was showing my back brace. I didn't always have a back brace. I got a back brace about maybe 3 or 4 months ago. My mom bought it for me because my brother, he has the same thing that I have. He has a curve at the tip of his spine, and he has back problems too because of that. And so he wears the back brace, and so he was like, so he told me about a back brace that he had that works for him because I was complaining about it, and like it's just things that, you know, I wanted to do that I couldn't do because my back like literally will go out. And I know that I'm a plus size lady, and so people would naturally say, oh, it's because you're fat. No, because I had these problems. Well, I started having these problems when I was like 16, and I wasn't fat at 16. I was kind of chubby, but I wasn't fat. You know, I started gaining weight as I got older, like maybe in my 20s. But my weight goes up and down, like nothing drastic, but it tends to go up and down. I blame it on genetics. I eat healthy, I exercise. I just think that, you know, but I do eat the foods that I love. And I am a snack junkie, which I shouldn't be, but yeah.